In this episode, I go over my top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day coming out January 5th, 2022. What's going on, everybody? Justin here, aka No Good Comics, and welcome back to the channel. This is officially going to be my last top 10 picks for New Comic Book Day of this year. And actually, we're already looking ahead into 2022 now. So this list that I'm about to go over is for my top 10 picks that I'm looking forward to for next year, for January 5th of 2022. Still not used to saying that year yet, but here we are. So I hope everybody's doing well, and hope you're having a great holiday, and Happy New Year's to you all. Like I said, I'm going to go over my top 10 as usual, every time. Just gonna wait. You good? Oh, no. Well, we get the hype button going. Nope. That didn't do anything. All right. Well, we're just gonna have to. No, I'm just kidding. Joking. Hey. Okay. All right, so take a moment, smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And a huge shout out to everybody that's in the premiere chat right now, as I try to always have these be premiered on Thursdays at 12:30 Eastern. So appreciate everybody who joins me for that. And, always a good time for you guys just hanging out. I really appreciate it. And if you're catching the replay, thank you for doing that as well. But let's get right into the list here. Now that we've gotten delayed, I'm going to start off with my number 10 pick, and it is the Apache Delivery Service, issue number 1. And this is an indie title by Dark Horse Comics. One of the main things that caught my attention for this specific title is that the writer is Matt Kindt, and he's obviously done a lot of great things just in this past year. And on top of that, he's actually joined by the artist who is Tyler Jenkins, and Tyler Jenkins is the one who the two of them together worked on Fear Case, and actually I think they worked on several other things together, but I know them from Fear Case, and let's see, obviously Matt Kindt doing a lot of projects just from this year, like Berserker, and I'm trying to think what was the other one that really stood out to me. ENIAC, that's right, just looking through. Oh yeah, Aggressive. He did Aggressive. That's right. All right. So, I just read the kind of description part to this, and let me just, read you a piece of this here. So, I'll read you the whole thing. So it says, 2 haunted men are on a hunt in the jungle of Vietnam, searching for clues for a missing treasure trove of gold that was stolen from all over Asia by a Japanese general during the World War II. Eventually, they find a series of hidden caves in a mountain near the coast. Bodies start showing up, murderers, victims, and mutilated corpses. There's a rumor that the caves and gold are protected by terrifying witches that have been living in the cave system for thousands of years. As our warriors travel deeper into the mystery, they learn more disturbing facts about each other and become paranoid of one another as they get closer and closer to the gold. While at the same time, a bizarre serial killer is hunting them down. It sounds wild. It says the horrors of war. So it definitely sounds wild, and I always say this, but issue number 1 I'm going to give a shot to, so especially for indie titles. So that is why this is on my list at number 10, Apache Delivery Service, issue number 1 by Matt Kindt. All right, going into the next one here, it's an Image Comics title, Monkey Meat, issue number 1. Again, not very familiar with this either, but looks interesting, caught my attention. Let's see, the creator, Junie Ba, I think that's how you say it, introduces a new fantasy universe of the anthology series. The Monkey Meat Company made its fortune selling cans of processed meat all around the world. Using the money to fuel their wacky experiments, they turned their native island into a magical hyper-capitalist hellscape where even demons have to pay rent. Follow these lives as the creatures of Monkey Meat Island in this fun, action-packed romp. Each issue is its own story. So Yeah, sounds wild. Obviously, Image issue number one's I'm gonna try out either way. So, not entirely sure if it's gonna be something for me, but hey, you never know. Certainly don't want to judge a book by its cover or by its description, in that sense. So that's gonna be my number 9 pick of the week, Monkey Meat issue number one. Going into my number 8. So shifting gears here just a little bit, I'm actually going to go with a Detective Comics book, which I've don't think I've ever had Detective Comics on my list, but I'm deciding to dive into this for a few different reasons. So Detective Comics issue 1047, they are starting a new storyline. It's called The Tower Part 1, House of Gotham Part 1. And obviously the Tynan event that had just happened, that's all wrapped up now, Fear State. And so I'm intrigued to kind of dive into some of the new Batman detective stuff, which I've heard good things on overall. And let's see, for this particular issue, I see there's 2 writers listed, Matthew Rosenberg, who I've really been enjoying his work, and Mariko Tamaki, who she's been great as well. The artist, Danny Mickey, is it Mickey? Yeah, or Miki, Miki, and Ivan Reis, also listed here as the main artist. Oh, and Fernando Blanco. So yeah, I think there's definitely there's 2 parts to this. You know, I don't know how they're going to lay this out, but with that, it seems like they've brought in a couple of writers and artists. So I'm definitely intrigued by that. The cover also just looks awesome. I think it's a stunning cover. And actually, to confirm, the cover artist is Urban Rodriguez. So there you go. Yeah, so I'm just going to give this a shot. Like I said, it's starting a new storyline. I figure this would be a good time to jump in for Batman Detective Comics. You guys let me know if you're reading this right now. Leave a comment in the comment section below if you think that the prior storylines have been any good. If you've been enjoying it, would love to hear your thoughts on that. So let's see. Going into my number 7 pick, I'm going to go to Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog, issue number 3. I feel like I was just talking about this book. I don't know if this one got pushed back or if 2 and 3 just feel like they just came out close together. I don't recall. Either way, I'm really enjoying this. Rodney Barnes is just absolutely crushing with the titles that he's been working on. You know, this is kind of a tie-in or related to the world of Philadelphia. And so it's kind of on its own thing that Rodney Barnes is doing. So, and Well B is the artist and also the cover art here as well, which has been fantastic. The interiors have been absolutely stunning in this book. So, going to continue on with this. It might be a series that reads better in trade overall. But either way, you know, I'm going for the ride here. So, that's going to be my number 7 pick of the week, Nita Hawes' Nightmare Blog, issue number 3. Going to my number 6 pick, I am going to go with Elektra. They're doing the Black, White, and Blood issue number 1. And I don't know, I'm not that big of a fan of the Black, White, and Blood series that they've been doing with some of the Marvel stuff, like Wolverine and stuff like that. But I mean, the artwork looks fantastic, but I feel like the stories I've heard are like hit or miss, so I haven't really taken the time to read a lot of it. But one of the things that really caught my attention here is that one of the main writers is Charles Soule, and Charles Soule had a fantastic Daredevil run that he did, and amongst other things, I know he did some Star Wars stuff as well. And I think he's just a great writer. So that all on its own is one of the reasons why I want to have this or check this out. And so I wanted to put this on the list as well. There's actually multiple writers here that are listed, but he's one of them. And then for the cover art that we're looking at right now, John Romita Jr., which is pretty cool. So you know, and obviously there's a bunch of different variants that are coming out as well. So yeah, I'm gonna make that my number 6 pick of the week. Elektra, Black, White, and Blood, issue number 1. All right, halfway through the list, and I am going with my number 5 pick of the week is Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 6. I just got caught up a little bit on this. I felt like 2 issues behind just with everything else going on, but Tom Taylor has continued to be fantastic with this series. I really, really enjoy just the overall take on where he's going with this character. If you are not familiar with this, it's not Superman that we're reading. It is, well, the new Superman, which is his son, Jonathan Kent, and it's all about him kind of taking over the reign of Superman and that title, and just, you know, trying to figure out ways on how he can save the world, but it's not all necessarily just from strength that will help him in this situation. So really do enjoy where Tom Taylor is going with this right now. John Timms, the artist, he's been fantastic as well. I actually got to meet him in Baltimore Comic-Con this past year, which has been awesome. So yeah, definitely on board for more of Superman, Son of Kal-El. So that's going to be my number 5 pick of the week, Superman, Son of Kal-El, issue number 6. Going into my number 4 pick, I'm going to go with X-Men issue number 6. This new X-Men series has been really good. I've been enjoying it, and just seeing kind of the different pieces that are coming together. I feel like some of these issues have been kind of standalone issues, but then, like we saw last, well, I feel like ultimately they're just like having these setups, like, different setups. Each issue has had like some sort of issue or villain or something that they've had to kind of stop, up until last issue. Trying to think, last issue. Oh, last issue was really cool because it had like it was like this. I think it was like this alien planet. I forget who was attacking them, but the team had to come together, and I remember that the team was losing, and Polaris ends up using her abilities to control Wolverine or X-23, and like slicing and dicing some of the villains. It was a really cool scene. So yeah, definitely looking forward to that, as there's obviously a bigger picture to where the X-Men title has been leading to. I know Ben Urich has been kind of doing some spying and some snooping around, trying to figure out some things for the Daily Bugle. And in doing so, he's found out some really valuable information about the mutants in general and about Krakoa that could be dangerous if the information gets out. So, there's a little side story there that definitely I think is building up to something. So, really enjoying the X-Men title, and I'm glad I'm, caught up to where I'm at right now with it. So, yeah, that's going to be my number 4 pick of the week. X-Men issue number 6, and the writing on that, Jerry Duggan. And Pepe Larraz, I should say, too. Great stuff there. All right, going into my number 3 pick, I'm going to go with Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 3. This has just been a really fun series. I really like the take that Tom Taylor's been doing with this. Again, this is another title where I just heard it was Tom Taylor that was writing, and I'm like, say no more, sign me up. And he also has Yasmin Putri, who's been doing the artwork on this as well. So artwork's been absolutely stunning also. And yeah, we definitely got like a little bit of a reveal of a newer character, or I believe it's a newer character, last issue, as they kind of find out who had died in the issue number 1. Try not to like spoil anything, but like, some big things have happened, and certainly is a war that's about to go on. And if you guys are not familiar with this, I should have said in the beginning, but Dark Knights of Steel is a complete spin-off of like, what if these all the DC characters took place in like a medieval time. So relationships are different, friendships are different, family is a little bit different, and just like the scenario of what is going on right now is all very different. And like I said, it's very medieval like. So just really cool to kind of see them in this type of situation, and I'm enjoying it. So this is going to be this is my number 3 pick. It's issue 3 out of 12, and that is Dark Knights of Steel, issue number 3. So definitely excited to have that one come out next week. Looking forward to reading it. Going into my number 2, and let me just say now, and I feel like I say this every week, but these final 2 picks, they could literally be 1A and 1B. It was so hard for me to really decide which one should actually be number 1 for this week, for me, for my list, for what I'm personally like most excited for. But this is what I'm going to go with. So my number 2 pick on the week is Not All Robots, issue number 5. And this is the finale of what this series has become. And I have to say, it has just been fantastic. Mark Russell doing the the writing, Mike Deodato doing the artwork. That was one of the reasons alone that I initially wanted to even give this a shot, was because of Mike Deodato doing the artwork on this. And I know he's been doing a lot with AWA, and AWA has just been doing fantastic stuff. So when I initially got into Not All Robots, I was immediately hooked. And I will say, for those of you who've been reading this, I know I'm preaching to the choir, and I don't have to say anything else. But for anyone who has not read this series, I truly recommend giving this a shot, and especially now that it's going to wrap up in this final issue number 5. Maybe you could get it in trade or whatever, and just kind of binge through it. But I will say that first issue will have you hooked. I think personally, it is so clever, and to see, it's like the idea of like robots and humans living together, and essentially robots sort of taking over the world, but trying to figure out a way where they can live in harmony together. But there's little things where like humans no longer work. They all rely on robots. All human families have a robot that lives with them. And there's a lot of struggles between the two, in which they don't, the humans like don't trust the robots necessarily. The robots don't trust the humans. There's this whole like radio talk show podcast throughout this series where one human and one robot are like debating things. And it just sounds like a typical debate that you would hear of this era and of this situation. And it's just really clever. I really am enjoying it. Like I said, Mark Russell doing the writing on this. He's doing a fantastic job. So definitely looking forward to this finale. And like I said, it really should be number one on my list. But it was really close. So I'm making it my number two. And that is Not All Robots, issue number 5. And before I get into the final issue, or my number one pick, I should say, first of all, again, everyone in the premiere chat, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and not just today, but every week that I've been doing this for. I feel like I've been doing it at least for 6 months straight, 7 months straight, where I've been doing these top 10 lists, and they've been a lot of fun. And just, sharing, some of the things I'm looking forward to. Love hearing all the things that others are talking about as well. And I look forward to continuing to do this kind of stuff moving on into 2022. So again, just want to thank everybody who supported me, and especially those who are in the premiere chat right now. Thanks for always hanging on a Thursday. And anyone watching the replay, appreciate you as well, just taking that time to watch these top 10 lists that I put together each and every week. So other than that, I hope you all have a happy new year, and a happy and healthy one. Certainly, leave a comment in the comment section below if you have any suggestions or anything that you're looking forward to in this new year or in this upcoming week coming up. Would love to hear your thoughts on that. And just a lot of good things in the work coming up. So hope everybody's doing well. Let's get into my number one pick, and that, of course, it's gotta be an X-Men title, and that's the main reason it pushed me over the edge to make it my number one. But my number one pick has to go to Inferno, issue number 4. And this is not just some random X-Men title. This is the culmination of everything that Jonathan Hickman has been putting together for his X-Men run ever since the House of X, Powers of 10, that whole thing, the way all this is kind of wrapping into where Inferno has been leading us. Inferno's been so epic and just absolutely amazing in terms of the story arc, and just seeing where all this stuff has led up to from everything we've been reading prior to this. And even if you're not fully caught up on some of the Dawn of X stuff, or wherever you may be with some of the situations, I know that some of the titles are a little bit more on the low. I skipped through and jumped through some of the other X titles just to get to try to be caught up to this now. And I have to say, following certain reading orders, and a big thanks to Jason from Claiming Comics. He really helped me with kind of getting, arriving at this spot now. But I have to say, it's just been such an awesome ride. And I will go back at some point and read, some of the other X titles and stuff like that, from what I've missed, some of the filler stuff. But overall, I've read the main meat and potatoes of the series, everything that Hickman has, really had his hands on and worked on. And I'm just, we just finished Trial of Magneto. That was just absolutely amazing. I love the reveal of what that series came out of. I know I was a little questionable there with issue 3, but it got great. And the whole thing, overall, just a really great read, Trial of Magneto. And so this is, now taking on that next step. Inferno, issue number 4. I am so pumped, as you can, I'm sure, tell by my voice. I'm just so excited to kind of see how this ends. Where does he leave off, and then where do we go from there? Because I do believe we're going to continue to go somewhat on that path of what Hickman had kind of pictured, or I don't know, with what Jerry Duggan's doing with X-Men and all that. They are clearly keeping the world the way it is and everything else. So I really like what's going on there with that stuff. So I'm just so pumped for Inferno, and I can't wait. So obviously this is going to be my number one pick of the week. So Inferno, issue number 4. That's gotta be it right there. Just epic stuff. So anyways, that's going to be my list for this week. Again, going into the new year, I hope everybody has a happy and safe and healthy new year celebration. And may you all just kick it off strong with a 2022. I'll have, like I said, plenty of content coming out in the future. Kind of cramming together a couple other videos that I'm releasing here in this last week of the year. And then, hitting the ground running with more stuff and some other lives and things like that. So, again, everybody who's been supporting the channel and just taking the time to watch my videos or talking with me over on Instagram, I really appreciate all of you. It's been such a fantastic time and a fun year in terms of comics and in terms of hanging out with the community, and I look forward to doing more of that in 2022. So I hope you enjoyed the list. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Smash the like button if you haven't already. And until next time, I will talk to you later.